It really does make me kind of sad to say this, and I honestly thought that this was a lie. But there's more and more stories that have come out, and I end up finding out more details from Philip Lewis, and he's the senior front page editor of the Huffington Post, and he posted more details about Kevin Samuels and his passing and how he passed away on Twitter. So I'm going to post the details in this video, and I'll leave a few minutes for you guys to actually read this for yourself. Now, I would not be surprised if a lot of people are just happy and doing cartwheels that this man has passed away, because he was known for being incredibly controversial, especially very critical towards the black community. Now, I'm going to be honest. I like Kevin Samuels. I really do. Not only did he hold a lot of people who called his show accountable for the things they said, especially the fact that they were lying. And let's be honest, for those who have heard his podcast, you know that the people who call on his podcast, especially those who call on the wrong topic day, he's gonna call you on it. You get what you get when it comes to him. He doesn't hide anything. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He tells you how it is. And yeah, it can come off as a bit harsh for a lot of people, especially when you know they're lying. And yeah, he's definitely pretty colorful when it comes to some of his, his technique was pretty colorful for a lot of people. But I'm going to say this, the guy was a straight shooter. I respect him highly. I really do. Because there are people that need to be accountable for their actions. I humbly agree. Now, when it comes to this guy here, Ernest Owens, I'm not a big fan of this guy. Even though I don't know him, I think he happens to be a reporter for the Philly Mag. I don't really respect this guy, mainly because of the fact that I don't really think he listened to any of his podcasts. I don't really think that he actually got information directly from the source. I think he just pretty much went on any type of rumors or any type of hearsay or comments that people have made about him and just ran on that. And I also find it difficult to listen to anyone who thinks that cancel culture is diplomatic. And yeah, he's writing a book. And this is actually the picture of the book right here. He's actually writing a book about how diplomatic cancel culture is. Seeing how cancel culture ruined more men's lives than anything else. Yeah. It kind of shows what team he's swinging for. And he's definitely not swinging for men. And I don't mean that in that type of sense. I mean that he doesn't seem like he's an advocate for men at all. He seems like he's a blind advocate for women. And that is incredibly dangerous. And if you're a reporter, come on, get your facts straight. Because it's not the fact that Kevin Samuels went out of his way to attack black women. He didn't. He also held black men accountable for their actions as well. He held them in the highest regard, and especially if they messed up. He made sure that they knew. He is an advocate for black men, yes he is, but he also holds them accountable, especially when they call his show trying to curse him out. There is plenty of footage on his TikTok as well as his YouTube channel before it gets shut down. If it is going to get shut down, I have no idea. But there's enough evidence to show that he didn't really target black women. He also targeted black men. Well, he didn't really target anybody. He held both black men and black women accountable for their actions. And there's enough footage there to prove that this is what he did. Now, the reason why I'm speaking out on this is because the last thing I want is for anybody's name to be tarnished when they're wrong. And Kevin Samuels has been brought on many other platforms. And everyone knows about the infamous Nicki Minaj platform. The actual video that she had. And I think it was on Instagram Live. when she interviewed him, and he was very respectful towards her on her platform. And Nicki Minaj didn't go there to tear him up and tear him to pieces. She went there to ask him questions, and he answered them to the best of his ability, because he happens to be a fashion consultant. He is not a psychiatrist. He is not a psychologist, and he makes sure that the viewers or the people who are listening to him on his podcast knows that. So what he does is that he actually sends them to professionals that can help them with their problem. He lets you know he can't help you, so he sends you to somebody who can. It's a shame that people are going to try to step on this guy and mar him because he was direct in everything that he said. And just because you don't like what he has to say, you don't have to agree. But you can move on and not listen to his podcast, or don't try to go out of your way to ruin his name, to ostracize him, to put a tarnish on his image or who he is or who he was. There was no need for that. If you don't agree with what somebody is saying, you don't have to listen. You can walk away. But it's a shame that Kevin Samuels died so young. He was 56 years old. That's young. And people are, oh no, that's young. That is very young. And it's a shame. He was probably under an intense amount of stress every single day. But all I hope and pray is that he found peace before he left, and that he lived a good life on this earth while he was still here. And my condolences go out to his family and friends. And I think people need to respect his family and his friends at this time. And definitely, if any of them speak out on social media, do not bother them. Do not hound them. Be respectful. Please do. Because these days we have clowns that are looking for their 15 minutes. Leave them alone. Leave them out of this. But Kevin Samuels, I hope you found your peace. I hope you enjoyed your time while you were here. And I wish you all the best. May God bless you and continue to keep you. Rest in peace, sir.